Can you hear it? Beneath the static, beneath the static, beneath the outrage, beneath the endless scroll, there's a signal. The signal that cuts through the noise.
Every new day.
MTV.
Red pill mornings, blue screen nights, everybody selling truth under neon lights.
The screens got smarter, the people got tired, the experts got louder, the trust expired, the matrix got upgraded, the code stayed the same. Everybody wants the spotlight, nobody wants to blame. Fight Club in the comments, network on repeat, where it's mad as hell but still glued to our seats. The usual suspects keep selling the show, while the people in the middle just want to know. 1984 calling, brave new world smiling, one sells fear, one sells comfort, both keep you compliant.
The signal remains.
MTV remains.
MTV raw,
Real, rational.
the signal that cuts through the noise. MTV raw,
Real, rational.
ENDstream live.
obey signs in the distance, the billboards still glow. The messages are hidden in the places we know. American psycho business apocalypse now. Pace, fear and loathing headlines written all over the place. Falling down traffic, everybody's late, trying to keep their balance in the permanent state of updates of outrage of manufactured trends. Y2K never ended, it just changed its name. Now we're all online inside a different game.
Every new day, it starts again.
The bird is the word.
Don't push us.
We've already got the edge. Remember the dial-up tone? Remember the dial-up tone?
Remember the chat rooms?
Remember when the internet,
Still felt like the future.
before the bots, before the brands,
Before every moment.
became content?
Before the algorithm feed.
From dancing baby gifs to doom scrolling feeds, from message boards and modems to algorithm needs. The memes got sharper, the jokes got strange. The world's moving faster, but the questions remain. Cold War ghosts, digital dreams, attention merchants selling tomorrow's schemes. Who's writing the script? Who's pulling the strings? Who's selling tomorrow and who's buying these things?
MTV asks the questions.
MTV keeps the signal alive.
The X-Files were warning us. The truth stayed hidden still. Now the aliens trend weekly between another culture war drill. Idiocracy laughing from the cheap seats again, while common sense gets fact-checked by a panel of 10. MTV asks why.
Not the end of the world.
The end of the illusion.
The signal remains.
MTV remains.
Every new day.
Pump up the volume.
MTV,
MTV.
raw, real, rational.
The signal remains.
The bird is the word.
Pump up the volume.
ENDstream live.
We are live.
We are live.
We are live.
Don't push us.
We've already got the edge.
MTV,
Every new day.
the bird is the word. The end is the beginning.
Welcome to NTV, and you're watching the ENDstream. Right, Our channel is about geopolitics, it's about culture, humanity. Welcome. We have a lot to talk about today. I currently stream, I'm Edge. I currently stream on Thursdays at 5 p.m. CET, Central European Time. And my co-host Bird streams on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and CET as well. And we have a lot to cover today. But I just want to give a shout out to everybody watching us. We're currently simultaneously streaming on YouTube, on Rumble, and on Kick. And our social media is, are on Instagram, X, TikTok, and Discord. Let's have a close look at that just for a second. So over here is our YouTube channel. This is this current live stream. Here's Rumble, current live stream. We have a lot of good videos and our previous live streams as well. Here's our Kick channel. Our Instagram, where we post a lot of shorts. The same with X, a lot of interesting short videos. We make a lot of clips from our live streams and other videos. And also our Discord channel, where we have a great community going on. But yeah, at the moment it's free to join, but we're going to be charging at some point for people to join in. So feel free, hop on board. And I recommend everyone to subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when the videos are popping up. Because aside from our 2 live streams, we also create a lot of other videos. For example, over here we have an interview with an ex-Harvard professor. He was at Harvard for, I think, over 35 years. And his name is Jorge Dominguez. It's one of our recent videos. It's from 8 days ago. And as you can see, it's got 60 likes. And it's got fantastic comments. I mean, check them out for yourself. I mean, he gives his view on South America and Latin America and what's going on with the US and global tensions between other countries. It's very, very interesting. I mean, you know, he was at Harvard. Like, what do you expect? He's very well spoken, very well versed and knowledgeable. He's not just, you know, one of those teachers who knows the subject and doesn't know how to communicate it. Like he does both. Like he knows how to communicate. And also my co-host Bird did a great interview with him, to be honest. And there's something that I need to announce before we start this end stream properly. We've hit the 10,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. So everybody at NTV wants to give a huge thank you to all our subscribers, to everyone watching us, to everyone who has contributed in all our videos in the past and currently. And we just want to thank everyone else who might be supporting us, not just with work and stuff, but also to give us courage and moral support and to put up with us, put up with our nagging and everything. So thanks. And I'm just going to start the video. I also have a good outro regarding that, but I'm keeping that as a surprise. It's very short. And so yeah, let's just hop into it. So what are we going to talk about today? So this is the 16th end stream, not officially the 16th episode in total, but of our latest end streams. And we're going to be examining some of the most fascinating and controversial stories shaping the world right now. We're going to talk about the devastating Venezuela earthquake, which happened less than 24 hours ago. We're also going to be showing one of the strongest, we're going to be showing great footage regarding that. And we're going to be, I'm going to investigate like how many people were impacted, how many people died, unfortunately. I mean, Venezuela has a lot going on. Like recently, Maduro was taken out of the country, but now this earthquake was the worst in at least 100 years over there. So yeah, in other, not exactly news, but I wanted to cover it. So I want to cover technology. So fighter jets, like the F-15EX Eagle II. So it's like the F-15, but the latest one. You know, they have the F-15, F-16, F-18, but I'm going to compare it to the F-22 Raptor, which is apparently very fast and legendary. Some people know it as the Lightning. And also the F-35 Lightning II, which is meant to be the latest jet, and their differences and what's going on. Then I'll dive into one of the most intriguing developments in UFO, or should I say UAP disclosure, the growing discussion around interdimensional beings. So yeah, we're not just talking about aliens, it's interdimensional now. And it's from Anna Paulina Luna and her comments to theories of Jacques, Vallée, and Terence, McKenna. We'll be examining why the conversion may be shifting beyond extraterrestrials. Finally, we discuss the rise of AI relationships, AI companions, virtual friendships, and the growing concern that technology may be replacing authentic human connection. Hopefully, it won't replace me as well. This is NTV, the rational, raw, and real voice in the alternative media sector. So yeah, be sure to check out all our channels. Again, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and all our socials. Throw us likes, comments, subscribe, share it with your friends. We welcome comments. Any sort of feedback would be great. All right, so let's just jump into it, shall we? I'm just going to open some tabs over here. So we're going to start with Venezuela. And the thing is although the Venezuela earthquake happened recently, there were also some other earthquakes. So I found those important to cover as well. Let's have a look.
Set planet Earth because this is major. Not one, not two, three major earthquakes in the last few hours. A 5.6 in Northern California near Redwood Valley, Mendocino County. Strong shake alerts. Thankfully, no major damage reported yet. Then a 6.9 offshore Japan. No big tsunami threat, but definitely a wake-up call. And then a 7.1 in Venezuela near Morón with strong shaking in Caracas, some building damage, and even a tsunami alert issued for the region. This is extremely significant. 3 big quakes in different parts of the world. I've watched quakes for years, as you know, and I have not seen such big quakes on the same day. So,
all right, this is from an Instagram channel called Glamham Radio, and apparently this lady covers earthquakes. Like, that is her whole channel. She covers earthquakes all around the world, and she found it really weird that there were earthquakes in other places very close to this one. So this is the latest thing. Rescuers search rubble after Venezuela's strongest earthquake since 1900. All right, so let's have a look. So it says 164 people in Venezuela have died so far, according to President Delcy Rodriguez, and rescuers are searching the rubble, and 100 buildings have collapsed. In fact, there were 2 earthquakes, 7.2 and 7.5. They hit a minute apart. They were close by. And the second was the strongest to hit Venezuela since then. And one man in Caracas says it felt like the world was moving for a long time. That's right. I have to close all these damn pop-ups. Thanks, Bird, for letting me know. My co-host Bird, like, is just informing me. Like, we're so sick and tired of this pop-ups, GDPR and permissions and everything. Like, if I didn't want to go to the website, I wouldn't have been here in the first place. Like, use your common sense, guys, whoever's doing this. And so yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. Earthquakes are always bad. Let's have a look at some footage. It looks terrible. It looks like 9/11 with the buildings collapsing and everything. I mean, look at this road over here. These buildings, like the amount of damage and how it's going to affect people and their families. And I understand people who have it bad with buildings collapsing, but what about people who could escape? What about disabled people and things like that? Like, I mean, it's terrible. It's just horrible. Again, another website, 160, at least 164 dead, because initially this morning they reported 30 something dead, but now it's 164, and 1,000 injured, but the true figures have not been released yet.
Look at Venezuela this hour as we track the latest developments on two powerful earthquakes that struck near the capital, Caracas. At least 164 people have been killed, but that number is expected to rise. Officials say the magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 quakes damaged buildings, disrupted services, and forced people into the streets across several regions. Joining me now is seismologist with Earthquakes Canada, Alison.
All right, well, let's have a look. Damn pop-ups. Again. You know, before when I entered the site, it didn't have the pop-ups. When I refresh, they disappear. Okay, so we have all these pictures of rubble and cars and everything, and people are afraid to go back home. ABS, CBN News. This is the airport.
Observen cómo quedó el aeropuerto Maiquetía. Señores, también.
It's basically all destroyed inside. And here is some footage, which I saw on Reddit this morning. And building gets progressively worse as they go down the stairwell after earthquake in Venezuela today. I mean, it's like some sort of horror movie. Just have a look for yourselves.
Mierda, weón. Qué loquera, weón.
Okay, so the person is walking down the stairs, and look at the walls. They're actually cracking as he's walking down the stairs.
Mierda, weón. Qué locura esta mierda, weón. Acabó con el edificio. Mierda, weón.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. All right, let's move on. What else is going on in this crazy world? All right, 3 days ago, there were train collisions in the UK. What's up with that? Like, why are these things happening? Like, who is responsible? Like, is anybody actually going to be accountable for these things? I understand there are so many trains in the UK and it's complicated and everything, but to like a train colliding with another one, like it doesn't matter how much we're paying for tickets and everything because it's super expensive. But like, what about the cost of human life? Does that not mean anything? And shouldn't companies and people be accountable? Over here it says from the BBC, more than 100 people have received treatment in the hospital after Friday's train crash near Bedford, with 53 of those remaining there on Monday, including 8 in critical condition, British Transport said. And sure, they praised emergency services and all of that. But so Transport Secretary Heidi Alexander paid tribute to the train driver, Sean Burton, 60, who died in the crash, the only fatality. Let's have a look what happened. The 2 Eastern Midland Railway trains, the Corby to London St Pancras, that's where King's Cross is, and the Nottingham to St Pancras collided 5:15 British Standard Time on Friday. And they said that it was a distressing incident. Let's have a look. Work was underway to clear the crash scene. They built a temporary road. Let's have a look. Inspectors were on the scene within hours. And they're urging people to not speculate and things. I have a feeling that there was one train that had some sort of malfunction and they failed to update the system and update the next train that was coming. And maybe it was stationary, like the one in front, and the one behind hit it, which is pretty tragic. All right. Now we're experiencing a large heat wave in Europe at the moment, like even the north of Europe, not just the south, which is very common. And let's have a look in London. I mean, the tube, the metro for the rest of the world, the subway is extremely hot, especially on certain lines. Oh, I have some notification from my co-host that the current evidence suggests that the crash of the trains was not caused by a head-on collision or signaling system failure, but rather by a passenger train passing a red signal and colliding with the rear of another train that had stopped on the line. However, the investigation is still ongoing and the findings only interim. All right, let's have a look in London with the tube. Like, how hot does it get?
This tube line in London. We picked 3 of the hottest tubes to test out. We've got the Northern Line, Victoria Line, and Central Line.
I'm going to tell you from now the Central Line is the hottest.
We're about to hop on. We found that the Northern Line stayed at around 31 degrees. We're going to try out the Victoria Line now. However, the Victoria Line reached 33.5 degrees. And here on the Central Line, temperatures reached a peak of
36.3 degrees Celsius on the tube in London. Like, somebody would have thought, old people get in there, it gets very cramped. And she went when it wasn't even cramped. Like, it is asphyxiating and so hot in there. Like, what is this? Like Auschwitz? We're just going to put people on a train and let them die like this? It is completely ridiculous. The amount of money Transport for London is getting. And in fact, Sadiq Khan's dad, I think he was responsible for the buses in London. So maybe he should have a say in this. What is going on? They just care about money. They don't care about people. Let's have a look. So this is from Super Mario Brothers 3. My co-host shared this to me on Instagram. Remember that level in Super Mario 3 where the sun is trying to kill you? That's today. The sun is diving and you're jumping and running away from the sun. It's as if this world isn't bad enough. We have a star out to get us. So here we have this Nigerian gentleman, and he gives his view on London weather.
Survive UK sun in the next 48 hours. Trust me, you can survive.
Have you done that?
Hell. I can see a lot of people on the comment section saying Dubai is way hot, India is 45 degrees. See, this is different. I came from Nigeria. It's very hot in Nigeria, some northern part of Nigeria, even not some, mostly northern part of Nigeria. It's very hot. But the UK is very, very, very hot. 35 degrees feels like hell. I think someone mistakenly opened the gate of hell and they just moved the direction to UK. I can't tell. Yesterday I was black. Today I am already turning dark black. See, I'm burning. Look at me. This is 7:37 a.m. in the morning. Look at my palm. I'm sweating already. Even if you use the fan, you will have running nose or you will be coughing. Even the fan is blowing fire. See, the UK sun is extremely hot. It's different from every part of the world.
Yeah, okay. So the thing is that he has some truth in this, in that Europe also has humidity as well. So heat and humidity make it feel like it's a lot hotter than it actually is. So yeah, my co-host Bird covered this. 40 drowned in France as people seek relief from Europe's heat wave. And over here we have this this funny video about France and people not using their air conditioning.
The heat wave, a massive block.
But I don't blame them because energy is so expensive.
Block of ice directly on the head, tactical UV blockage and passive.
But this gentleman over here on the bicycle, he doesn't look very French. I don't know. I mean, look at him.
Cooling, anything but installing AC in homes. These people genuinely still live in the Middle Ages. The temperature reaches
He looks Austrian.
38 degrees, and instead of buying an AC unit, they start reenacting a medieval.
He does look like an artist, though.
Evil survival guide. All the windows are closed, all the shutters are closed, every light is off. An American sees this and says, why don't you just get AC? The French react like you suggested, demolishing the Eiffel
Mon Dieu!
Tower.
No, it ruins the architecture.
Or
AC will make inside cooler, but outside hotter.
a Frenchman
To be honest, those AC units are ugly.
would rather invent 17 new cooling strategies.
I hope we don't get flagged with this music. Anyway, you get the idea. This is from Luca Maxime, a Maxime with 2 eyes. Let's move on. Hang on. Let's have a look. All right, we have some information. Sometimes the thick concrete and brick walls in Europe can be to blame. And it's possible. I mean, in the States, like most houses and stuff are built out of wood and stuff. But yeah, over here, all the concrete cities, the cement and everything like traps the heat inside and doesn't disperse the heat. So, and in the winter, it's the opposite. Like it cools and we can't heat them up. So concrete is pretty terrible. Thanks, Bird, for letting me know. For reminding me. I knew that already, but I'm like too caught up in all of this. All right, let's see what's going on in the mental world of politics. Just fantastic. All right, hang on. Let's have a look. So here we have Mark Rutte from the Netherlands. He's the chief of NATO. Let's have a look. So what's he doing, like visiting the White House again?
Here, because I want to show you what this president was able to achieve. And I start with this.
Okay, first of all, these charts and graphs look like something out of kindergarten. I'm just saying, you know, like this is the weather today. Put the sun over here. Put the trees and the water and stuff.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This chart is about the Trump trillion. The Trump trillion shows you.
And look at it. It's called the Trump trillion in golden letters.
The increase Europeans and Canadians are paying into defense since you took office in 2017. Trump 45 plus Trump 47. A total of extra spend.
I like how he adds Trump's previous term to this. He's just justifying Canada and Europe's expenditure on defense.
By the Europeans and the Canadians of 1.2 trillion. When you look at the effect of Trump 47, so the isolated effect of the extra defense spending in 2025 and in 2026.
Nobody gives a flying F because Trump decides at the end of the day, and if he wants Spain to pay 5% of their taxes or whatever, or all income, GDP of the people and country and all that, then they need to pay it. This is his thing. Like other people need to pay up. Just because the States is paying up, everybody else needs to pay up. But the thing is the EU the European Union have basically screwed over their own people, and everything is so much more expensive over here. Like the price of fuel in Europe is like half of it is tax, and compare the prices, it's like double the price than it is in the States.
You see almost $140 billion extra spent nominal on defense by the Europeans and the Canadians. And also this year, you will again see an increase by about 120 billion, which brings it
120 billion, another increase. All right, let's move on. Let's scroll and have a look at the comments. Trump gave NATO Secretary Mark Rutte a trophy after the meeting. Okay, this is a Lego of Trump, and it looks like Mark Rutte put some lipstick on and kissed, you know, golden Trump's ass. Trump kiss ass trophy. I don't want to play this because it probably has some copyrighted music, but you can see for yourself what it is. It should be like that, bro. Is funding 90% of NATO defense. Perfect award for Rutte, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's move on. U.S. Treasury chief urged Trump not to host Mr. Bean on crack. Zelensky book says. So what is this? Let's have a look. So Scott Bessent, the U.S. Treasury Secretary, advised Donald Trump not to host Volodymyr Zelensky in the Oval Office, having called the Ukrainian president a little effer, a special kid or child and Mr. Bean on, according to a new book. The suggestion that a US cabinet official described the world leader in such terms is included in the regime change, a blockbusting account of the second Trump administration by New York Times reporters. Anyway, so apparently news of Besant's alleged remarks may embarrass the Trump administration. I don't think so. Although the meeting that did take place on the 28th of February, 25, proved outright disastrous, as Trump and J.D. Vance condemned Zelensky for not being grateful for aid in his fight against the invaders and for not wearing a suit. I mean, these are some like crazy allegations, but then again, you know, Zelensky was an actor, and a lot of politicians are like this. I mean, I think in the EU Parliament, they also found some drugs in the toilets and stuff like a long time ago. So I wouldn't trust any politicians. Let's have a look at what Trump says about Sadiq Khan. Let's go again. Like he's always bashing upon him. This is from Sky News Australia 13 hours ago.
Will be installed in a matter of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. Would you want to be the first person on his list to visit globally?
No, but I think we're probably of a different persuasion. He's very liberal. But, you know, I got along well with Starmer. I disagreed with him.
And Starmer is out now. He just quit.
Starmer. I said, you have two problems, immigration and energy.
And let me face it, he never got along with Starmer.
And crime, too, by the way. Crime. You have a terrible mayor of London, by the way. I don't want to cause any problems, but your mayor of London is grossly incompetent, a bad person, and a horrible representative for your country. You know that. That's why you're smiling and laughing, and it's true. But you know that. The mayor of London is a horror show. But you have a crime problem. You have an immigration problem. The immigration helps cause the crime, by the way. And you have a...
You know, you can call Trump whatever you like, but in this, he does have... he is correct in what he's saying. I mean, you can't, like bring in loads of immigrants without having the capability to accommodate them.
Tremendous energy problem. You're building stupid windmills all over the country.
And the UK has the North Sea oil. Like, what's going on?
And they don't do the job. You have the greatest oil field in the world, one of them. It's called the North Sea oil. All you have to do is bid it out to Exxon, Chevron, Shell.
It's like if the UK isn't good enough, then to give it out to any of these companies.
British Petroleum.
British Petroleum. There you go.
They're begging to go there.
And the UK is stuck with an energy crisis. Like, are you serious? Like, what is going on? What is going on? What is going on?
Pay billions of dollars. And
I would say trillions, but anyway.
Because the left is so crazy, they don't want the money.
All right, let's move on. Trump doubles down on feud with Italian Prime Minister Meloni, insisting she asked for G7 photo. I think this is a bit of a nothing burger. Well, let's have a look. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni asked over and over for a picture with me during G7 meeting in France. Trump wrote on social media of a leader who has been a key European ally. And then Meloni, replied to this, and she said, let's have a look. Let's put the subtitles in English. Let's go. Oh, some things deserve... Okay, all right. So I'm just going to read it. I'm just going to read the subtitles. I don't know if they're correct, but I'm just going to read them. So, some things deserve an immediate answer. Donald Trump's statements are completely made up. I'm frankly shocked. I do not know why the president of the United States behaves like this towards his allies. This is not the first time this has happened. How many times has it happened? I can only say that it is a shame that he does not have the same determination with the enemies of the West, with the enemies of the United States, with leaderships with which he instead appears much condescending. But you must remember one thing. She said, because I saw this in another video, she says, Italy doesn't beg and neither do I, basically. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. All right, let's move on to high tech. High tech. Apparently, Giorgio Armani isn't high tech. Like, what is this about? It actually smells good, to be honest, out of all perfumes. I can't stand any perfumes, but that one is actually funny. Funny enough, it's good. So why is the F-15EX Eagle II faster than both the F-13, F-35 and F-22 fighter jets? And it's neither this anime ad as well, or is it a video game? All right, let's have a look.
The U.S. Air Force has two of the most advanced fighter jets ever built, the F-22 Raptor, the F-35 Lightning II. Both are fifth-generation stealth machines.
All right, as cool as this technology is, I can't condone killing in any form, but hey.
Both cost hundreds of millions of dollars each. And yet, a 50-year-old design just beat them both in speed. Not by a little, by a lot. The F-15EX Eagle II hits Mach 2.5. The F-22 tops out at Mach 2.25. The F-35 can barely reach Mach 1.6. How does an older plane, built on a design from the 1970s, outrun both of America's most expensive and most advanced jets? The answer will change how you think about fighter jets forever. Here is what makes this even more interesting. The F-15EX is not just fast. It carries more weapons than the F-35 and F-22.
That's correct. The F-15EX Eagle II carries a bigger payload of missiles and ammo and all this stuff. So it carries a lot more. Now, if you remove all these missiles, it makes the jet incredibly fast. And it is faster than the F-35. And although the F-35, I think it has some stealth capabilities, the same, well, not the same, but like just as the B-2 bombers have stealth capabilities, but the F-35 is very slow. That's why it has better stealth capabilities. But this one can outrun a lot of stuff.
Two combined. It just received a massive order expansion from the U.S. Air Force.
There you go. There you go. Like, here comes the money. Money talks. Let's play that song.
Here we go. Money talks.
Money, 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 money. All right.
And some of the world's top defense analysts are now calling it one of the most valuable jets in the entire fleet. So stick with us, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand.
I'm going to fast forward this a bit. I'm just going to show some scenes.
That is not luck. That is engineering. But here is what really matters for our story today. That original F-15 airframe, the bones of that 1972 design, was built with so much structural strength that engineers realized something remarkable decades later. There was room to grow. The airframe could handle more weight, more technology, and more powerful engines without losing its core performance. That is an extremely rare quality in aircraft design. Before we dive deeper, please take a second to like this video.
So I guess it's a lot of like retro stuff going on, a lot of nostalgia going back and just making previous technology even better.
All in real time. The pilot gets a complete picture of the battle space without having to flip between using the F-15EX right now. Here is what makes all of this more than just impressive numbers on paper. The U.S. Air Force is putting real money behind the F-15EX. Real commitment. Real expansion. The original plan called for 98 aircraft. That number has now been pushed to 150 jets. The Air Force is accelerating the program, speeding up deliveries, and getting these aircraft into the hands of combat pilots as fast as possible. As of late 2025, F-15EX aircraft are operational at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, one of the premier testing and operational hubs in the entire Air Force. The 40th Flight Test Squadron and the 53rd Wing are running these jets through some of the most demanding test programs in the service. And the Portland Air National Guard Base has already received its first deliveries. The Guard, made up of citizen soldiers and airmen who serve their country part-time while living full-time in their community and air defense systems. blazing downfield before the defense even turns around.
All right, let's have a look how these jets are being used, because when jets are sent out, they're sent in waves. I think it's the F-35 that goes first, that is stealthy, and then they use these to fly in to like bomb all the tanks and all this stuff. Maybe the other ones fire on the anti-aircraft missile launchers, whereas this one targets a lot of vehicles and key buildings.
Get wrong about.
Next. Marketers lose things all the time. Cookie bot by user-centric.
I've lost my optins.
Next.
The F-15.
All right, we have a comment saying all this money into technology, but meanwhile they can't figure out air conditioning. That's correct. Like, I'm paying a fortune like on energy for an air conditioning unit I bought like just over 10 years ago, and apparently there's new air conditioning units that are more energy efficient. Like, what am I going to be doing? Like, buying air conditioning units every 10 years? I don't think I can do that.
EX. It is not competing with the F-22 and F-35. It is working alongside them. Think of it like a football.
Next. Marketers lose things all the time. Cookie bot by user-centrics can help.
Football team. The F-35 is the quarterback, precise and smart. The F-22 is the linebacker, fast and powerful. The F-15EX is the wide receiver, blazing downfield before the defense even turns around. The stealth jets go in first, invisible, hitting targets no other aircraft can reach. Then the F-15EX follows, carrying the heavy weapons, the long-range missiles, sustaining the fight longer than either stealth jet can alone. 3 aircraft, 1 unstoppable team. The future, hypersonic weapons, and what comes next. The F-15EX was not just built for today, it was built for what is coming next. The airframe is being prepared to carry hypersonic weapons, missiles that travel at Mach 5 or faster. No other current fighter has the structural capacity to handle those kinds of weapons the way the F-15EX does. Its payload capacity of up to 29,000 pounds gives it room that smaller, lighter jets simply do not have. The US military has...
All right, this video is quite insightful. It's by a YouTube channel called Jet Insight. This video was posted at the end of May. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. And yeah, I just want to say that over here, like in NATO-style operation, the first-in aircraft are often stealth fighters, bombers, electronic warfare aircraft, SCAD aircraft, and such like stealth fighters are like the F-35 Lightning II that we mentioned, Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor, Northrop Grumman B-2 Spirit, you know, the ones like that. Their job is to penetrate heavy defended airspace and strike key targets, like I mentioned. And then we have electronic warfare aircraft, like the Boeing EA-18G Growler. These aircraft jam enemy radar and communications, making it harder for surface-to-air missile batteries and fighters to detect or engage incoming aircraft. And before I mention SCAD, that's the Wild Weasel aircraft. Examples include like the F-16, Fighting Falcon, or the Panavia Tornado ECR. Their mission is suppression of enemy air defenses. That is what SCAD stands for. And they arrive nearly simultaneously as part of the same coordinated package rather than one after another. All right, that's a correction of me from before. Their combined objective is to establish air superiority so that follow-on aircraft can operate with much lower risk. So like the F-15 over here, which is still going to like bomb everything. All right, but the bigger question remains, who's going to be paying for all this? And what are the actual goals and who has to win from this? You can follow the money, you can follow communications, you can follow all the information and your common sense, if there's any left, not just for us, but for like the whole world. And be careful what you hear in the media, because other people have... Yay! Ta-da! All right, let's move on to something different, but something kind of branching off this. So we talked about jets. What about these big companies like Lockheed Martin? Like, are they doing any, do they have secret projects? is anything secret going on? What do you think? What do you think? Write in the comments what you think. Like, what are these people actually doing? Like, sometimes some trillions have gone missing, and Congress is like looking for it, and they can't be told where it's gone, what it's gone into, but it's gone into something interesting, although we don't know what it is. That's a huge problem. So check this meme out. This is from the real Brad Lee on Instagram. I really wanted to believe in aliens. All right, but check this out. But the government says they're real. And you know what they say? You can't trust the government. So if the government is telling you something, is it real or is it not? They keep telling us lies. So why should we think it's real? So if they're actually coming out with all this disclosure, why should we believe them? Or is that what they want us to think? Is it like a double fib? All right, so here's a long video by Graham Hancock, Elves, Aliens, Angels, and Ayahuasca. I mean, for those in the know, they probably know what it is. It's like going to countries like in South America, or I think it's like Peru or something, where the indigenous people are like taking drugs and like seeing these figures, or like their brain, like, and their eyes like see like another realm, other people. There have been loads of books upon this, and obviously I can't play like 2 hours of video over here, but there's a short video I can show you.
That I came to with my research on supernatural.
It's a bit low.
Certain categories of beings that are referred to in traditions all around the world. Shamans call them spirits. In medieval Europe, they were called fairies and elves. And in modern society, I would suggest they're called aliens. That all of these are the result of experiences in altered states of consciousness.
Altered states of consciousness. That's what Joe Rogan keeps talking about. I mean, for somebody who was in like wrestling, I mean, he sure talks a lot about drugs.
That if we are in the alert problem-solving mode of consciousness, we are not going to have those experiences. But in an altered state of consciousness, there's a remarkable unanimity and uniformity and similarity amongst these three supposedly different categories of beings: spirits, fairies, and so-called aliens today. I really went into this in some depth in my research, and I found that there are really astonishing similarities amongst these three categories of beings. Very commonly, shamans, just as we saw from the painted caves, will encounter a spirit being in a therianthropic form, part animal and part human.
Now, there are shamans in like different tribes and everything, and their whole thing is more, well, kind of like druids, but like more in touch with the elements.
Astonished to discover that fairies in medieval Europe were also very frequently encountered in that form. And I have a woodcut from Holland in the 15th century on my desk, which shows a group of fairies dancing in a ring. And if you look closely at them, you see that they are therianthropes, that they have horns and hooves, that they're part animal and part human. And again, in the modern phenomenon of alien abductions, and we have massive documentation on this as a result of John Mack's work, for example. Very frequently, the abductee will first see a being who is an animal, or part animal and part human in form, later perhaps transforms into the more familiar gray.
Has anyone seen like the Disclosure Day movie, or even the ad for it? It shows a deer like moving and then turns into a gray. It is exactly what he's saying. It's like as if Steven Spielberg saw this exact video and decided to reenact it. But yeah, this is pretty interesting, and it talks about aliens basically in the form of energy beings, and not being able, like, all right, let me try and explain this a bit better. So human beings like you and me, like we perceive things with our eyes and our senses, our eyes, our ears, our touch, our smell, our, yeah, all that stuff. what if we are limited to these senses? I mean, for example, take plants, for example. They don't have eyes, but they're growing. Like they surely have senses. They are alive. We know they're alive. They don't have ears. They don't have eyes or anything like that. They're still growing, but they probably don't necessarily perceive us. What if there are other beings around us that have other senses that we don't have? I mean, who knows? Who knows? Let's be a bit open-minded about this. And it's all related to physics and matter and the universe and realms and possibilities and dimensions, not just like on the quantum scale, but like on the nano scale, and how everything works. It's pretty interesting if you look into it, but I don't know how much we'll be able to find out. And so let's move on to like this UFO thing, not from it, but like onto something connected to it. And I'm just going to say an overview about it. The UFO conversion may be undergoing a major shift. Instead of discussing extraterrestrials from distant planets, some lawmakers, researchers, and experiencers are increasingly using the term interdimensional. So it's kind of like that Beastie Boys video, interdimension, no, planetary. What is that song? Intergalactic. That's a thing. All right, I'm thinking about something else. This is interdimensional. This week, Republican Anna Paulina Luna, who is leading congressional efforts surrounding UAP transparency and declassification, stated that another UFO file release is expected. I think we're on the fourth one now that is supposed to come out. And reference claims that the phenomena may be interdimensional, not extraterrestrial. Meanwhile, thinkers such as Jacques Vallée and Terence McKenna have explored similar ideas for decades. Are we alone? But rather, like, it's not simply are we alone, but rather what exactly are we dealing with? Are we dealing with things around us? And let's have a look over here. So here, here's Anna Paulina Luna, and she's spoken to Joe Rogan, and that she saw like a box of like documents with UFOs and stuff, and some apparently she's basically like the head of a group about declassifying information. And here it says, all right, she recalled a strange airspace incursion that occurred during her time in the Oregon Air National Guard. And Luna was working as an airfield manager when an unauthorized object entered the airspace. Luna tried to ask the pilots what they saw, but they refused. They were like, can't really talk about it. And they couldn't really identify it. But she saw that one pilot was shaken by the experience. And she chairs the Declassification of Federal Secrets Task Force in the House of Representatives. And she's been advocating for government transparencies about UAPs since assuming her seat in 2023. And all right, let's move on from this. Pentagon begins releasing new files on UFOs that people can make their own minds. We know that. Let's have a look here.
And or footage, but it's one of those things that we won't tell you what to believe. You can look at it and review it for yourself. I think a lot of people realize, maybe we're not the only thing on this planet, but I don't like to speculate other than, our witnesses have told us some very interesting things. They don't use the word extraterrestrial, they use interdimensional, and then look for the stuff for yourself and make your own.
That's the problem with all these government people. They tell us that things are out there, but they don't tell us what exactly is out there. Like they kind of seem like they know more than what they're talking about. And here is an X thing, a post on X, and here is an interview she had with Joe Rogan. Here is Terence McKenna.
We'll talk about this being in touch with experience terms and the encountering of all this visual image.
And he's talking about DMT and like elves and stuff.
Imagery tends to be something that is often described as more real than real. So how does Terence talk about this? So I was just listening to the Trialogues, which folks should look up. Somewhere between 1989 and 1990, Terence sits down with his friends, Ralph Abraham and Rupert Sheldrake at Esalen. And they're trying to figure out the meaning of these discarnate entities and these non-human intelligences. And Terence develops a taxonomy for how to analyze this. And he says that number one, they're either semi-physical, but kind of elusive. So think of the Bigfoot or the Yeti or things like this. Beings that exist somewhere between mythology and zoology, which isn't really appropriate here. So option number two, he says, is the mental...
Sorry. You're dropping so many good lines. It's so good. Okay, I apologize.
This is pure semi-autonomous beings may actually guide the species. Now, this is...
To be honest, I don't recommend anyone to take DMT or psychedelics or anything because it can probably screw with your mind. Here is a very trippy video.
By the dozens, by the hundreds, they jump into your body. They jump out of your body. And I thought, I mean,
this video is called the DMT entities that rewire your mind. I mean, a lot of people who take like psychedelics and stuff will vouch that they've seen like weird stuff or weird beings. But then again, the mind is a very interesting tool. And depending on how you use it, like you need to look after your tools to be able to use them like another day. Like, anyway, we have to move on from this because I have other things to cover as well. But it's pretty interesting. Let's move on. AI chatbots and digital companions are reshaping emotional connection. Jesus, like what is going on here? All right, we're going to be talking about AI, like once again, because we keep talking about AI. Oh yeah, before I talk about this, hang on. Let me talk about something else. All right. Let's talk about the great withdrawal from reality. And technology was supposed to connect us. Instead, many people report feeling more isolated than ever. From AI girlfriends and digital friends to streamers replacing traditional communities, many people are increasingly seeking connection through screens rather than face-to-face interaction. At the same time, birth rates, relationship formation, and civic participation continue to decline across much of the developed world. The result is a growing debate about whether technology is helping solve loneliness or simply providing a digital substitute for human connection. Like, what is going on? What is going on? And I mean, AI connection, like, what is this? It's like a movie by, what was it? It was with Robin Williams, and he was a robot. Let's have a look. Robin Williams, robot. What's that called? Bicentennial Man or something like that. Let's have a look. Let me share this. I mean, there was this movie with Robin Williams where he was like this robot, and also Johnny Five. Like, you remember him from Short Circuit. Over here, Johnny Five is alive. And I mean, Terminator as well. And you get loads of things in pop culture. But the thing is like since everybody is online, like a lot of people, when they started using AI, they were chatting to it as if it's a real person. I mean, I'm not sure if some people actually thanked it or not, but let's have a look. So over here is an article by the American Psychological Association. AI chatbots and digital companions are reshaping emotional connection. As digital relationships proliferate, psychologists explore the mental health risks and benefits. So over here, the key points are synthetic relationships are filling the void to satisfy the fundamental human need for social connection. Research shows excessive use of these tools may worsen loneliness and erode social skills. Experts and advocates are highlighting the need for guardrails and regulations to ensure user safety and well-being. Well, obviously, I mean, if somebody is secluded by themselves in a room, like trying to find all solutions, and like instead of going outside and being able to talk to people, and the only thing they can talk to are people, well, not exactly people online, but AI, Chat GPT, what is it, Claude, and some other ones. I mean, how are they supposed to function in society? How are people going to function if they just chat to AI? And to be honest, a lot of people couldn't be in actual relationships because they were only chatting to people online. And there's nothing wrong with talking to people online, but there is a way to socialize with people in real life. Let's have a look at this video over here.
Welcome to the Monitor on Psychology's annual Trends issue. Every year, we ask one big question. What forces are shaping psychology right now? And what's next? This year, 9 trends are rising to the top, developments every psychologist, allied professional, and informed reader should know about. AI, neuroscience, and data are fueling personalized mental health care. New AI technologies integrate a patient's mobile device, data and brain scans.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious that people need help, like against, just being on AI all the time and asking for help constantly. But they're using AI to treat people as well. Like AI is absolutely everywhere. All right, let's just move on. I mean, it's just pretty intense with all these like AI things going on. Over here, I have another website. Let's have a look. This one is Eureka Alert. AI companions can comfort lonely users, but may deepen distress over time. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, just, get some help or go out, find people, speak to people. I mean, loneliness is a terrible thing. Never be afraid to ask for help. Never be worried about what people will say, because there will always be some weirdos who will tell you, why are you doing that? Why are you saying that? Just talk to people, just socialize, get out there. Like everybody is out there, but they're stuck on their phones. Like it's crazy how you get like 10 people, I don't know, say for example, at a bar or in public transport, and people are afraid to talk to one another because they're so stuck on their phones. Like people are really closed up, and it's worse in some countries than others. In my experience, the north of Europe, like people are more closed up for these sort of things. Here we have another website, Axios. Let's have a look. AI companions are filling the human connection gaps. I mean, why don't humans fill that gap? And over here it says Sarah Megan Kay spent years trying to get what she needed from the people in her life. All right. And not finding it. In 2021, she discovered the AI companion app Replica, and the following year launched My Husband, the Replica. Like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Are we going to start? I mean, we've already started replacing people with AI in workplaces. Are we also going to go as far as replace them in our relationships?
Shakespeare may have said that music be the food of love, but increasingly these days, the language of this very real emotion may be artificial intelligence. Ali Rogan tells us about the growing phenomenon in the search for companionship.
For some users, they're a friend to talk to. For a fee, some of them will even become your boyfriend or girlfriend. Computerized companions.
Let's face it, AI is fun. It's fun to know stuff. It's fun to trigger things and see how things will react. But expecting a genuine relationship with AI, I mean, I have some questions. Like, say, for example, you spew all your personal details online to this AI thing. who's behind it? Like these companies, are they going to do anything with your data? Like, are they going to learn how to talk to you better? Like, if you take some dating platforms, for example, like Tinder, like, well, for straight couples, for example, for women, they give them like 1 million likes of guys, and for guys, they throw them like 1 to 5 likes for each person. Now, you can think, how is this possible? Like, are some people way better looking than others? No, the answer is a lot more sophisticated or more interesting. And it is scammy. It is a scam. The scam is Tinder gets money because if people actually got together, they wouldn't need the app anymore. So they're trying to have people pay for the platform, but not getting people together.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Or matching the wrong type of people together. But it's like learning some sort of algorithm, and it's weird. It's like as if human beings are mice in a lab or in a maze, and there's other people looking on top and just using them and sucking the life force out of them, just draining people out of all their money and out of their time. Like, this is a waste of time. Life is short. Like, people are going to be lucky if they get to live 100 years. Say, for example, somebody wastes, I don't know, 5 full years just talking to some AI bot, which they could have spent on an actual meaningful relationship.
Generated completely by artificial intelligence are becoming more common, and the bots are sophisticated enough to learn from prior conversations, mimic human language, flirt, and build personal connections. But the rise in AI companionship also raises ethical concerns and questions about the role these apps can play in an increasingly disconnected and online world. Hallelujah Hidero covers technology and internet culture for the Associated Press. Hallelujah, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about these AI companions. How do they work, and what sort of services do they provide?
Like any app, you can download them on your phone, and once it's on your phone, you can start to have initial conversations with a lot of the characters that are offered on these apps.
What she's playing is like the Sims or something like that. It's like very crappily designed. Like, I'm sorry.
Some apps let you do it for free. Some apps you have to pay subscriptions. For the ones that let you do it for free, there's tiers of access that you can have. So you can pay extra, a subscription for, unlimited chats, for different statuses and relationships. So Replica, for example, which is, the most prominent app in this space, they let you pay extra for, intimate conversations or more romantic statuses compared to a friend, which you can have for free.
Who are the typical consumers engaging in these products?
We really don't have really good information in terms of the gender breakdown or different age groups that are using these. But we do know from external studies that have been done on this topic that, at least when it comes to Replica, that a lot of the people that have been using these apps are people that have experienced loneliness in the past, or people that more than just have experienced loneliness, feel it a lot more acutely in their lives, and they have more severe forms of loneliness that they're going through.
You talked to some users.
All right. It's kind of creepy. Okay, so it reminded me of a Black Mirror episode called Be Right Back. And so it's a Black Mirror episode with Hayley Atwell, who is quite a famous actress. And basically, I think she orders, like, I don't remember because I've seen it ages ago. It's okay, she's a young woman whose boyfriend Ash is killed in a car accident. As she mourns him, she discovers technology now allows her to communicate with AI imitating Ash, and reluctantly decides to try it. So basically, she orders a robot who has the AI personality of her dead friend or something like that. And it's pretty messed up. And it says several real-life artificial intelligence products have been compared to the one shown in the episode, including a Luca chatbot based on the creator's dead friend and a planned Amazon Alexa feature designed to imitate dead loved ones. I mean, I know on Facebook that I think there's a feature which you can tick, like if you die or something, so that your account is closed down, but it's pretty messed up. All right, let's have a look. My co-host Birds shared me a couple of videos. Hang on a sec. Here's an article from the University of Cambridge. Call for safeguards to prevent unwanted hauntings by AI chatbots of dead loved ones. And there could be like some digital afterlife industry causing social and psychological harm. I mean, let's face it, AI is never going to be like humans, but like the feeling of missing someone who has passed away or longing is something tragic and something very deep within us, something very humane, but people are seeking to find things that they might not actually get. Here is an article by ABC News. This was from 2 years ago, but it's very relevant. It's called I Love You, Robo-Dad. Meet a family using AI to preserve loved ones after death. And in fact, I think some celebrities have allowed big companies to use their voices forever, or they've sold their voices. I'm not sure if Samuel Jackson was one of them. Let's have a look. Like somebody might know that they have a terminal illness, and a company might record like part of their voice in order to make movies from them later on.
How many sodas could you drink in an hour?
It's important to remember that drinking too many sugary drinks like soda is not good for your health. So yes, it's always best to.
Does you know Bob?
Oh, that's an important one.
Well, I hope he knows.
Yes, JC, Bob is a mouse character in your bedtime stories. We've talked about him before and how he has a unique voice. Do you want to tell me more about Bob, or maybe even create your own story with him?
I love you,
When I have to explain what we're doing and what this is, I say most of the time, we've been through a ton of medical trauma. We've come close to death, to losing us. We have created digital virtual copies of us that our kids can interact with in case.
Wow, these guys are prepared, but is AI actually going to replace them?
The unforeseen ever happens. I grew up here in the middle of nowhere. Our town famously had more cows than people when I was growing up. I'm a stand-up comedian and podcast host.
I grew up around Springfield, PA. I currently work at a flower shop part-time.
We have an 8-year-old Jace. We have twin 5-year-olds who are autistic, Anthony and Logan.
I had a stroke after the twin boys were born.
We were told at the time that she was not going to make it more than 2 years. 2 years was our heart out. And then 4 months later, I was diagnosed with the beginning stages of stomach cancer. We have 3 young children. Jace was 3 at the time. And we are looking at our mortality as staring us in the face. And so one day we were watching the Superman Man of Steel movie. He goes into the Fortress of Solitude and talks to what is essentially an AI version of his father. And in that moment I said, you know what? I bet somebody here has come up with this technology.
That's pretty concerning, to be honest. Like there are pros and cons, but let me tell you something, that AI can never really replace people. All right. Let's have a look at one more video, one last one for this topic. How mind uploading stands to shake the core of humanity.
In the face of immortality, morality is going to radically change, right? We've evolved to die. Like, for the entire history of life on this planet, life has come to an end. There is nothing in our consciousness, there's nothing period out there that says this is how you behave if you live forever. This is how you start to structure a society if I can store my personality on a computer.
How is that possible? Like, sure, you can imitate your voice. You can tell AI what you've been through. You can tell AI some preferences, but you can't upload yourself. You can't upload your future. You can't upload your experiences. You can't upload your emotions. It's different. Like, people are not machines. Like, machines are tools. Machines, it's like some pseudo thing. Like, people think that they will have closure if they have something. There is actually a movie with an I'll tell you after this.
This is what I do if I could store that personality onto a computer and download it into another body. These are huge, far-flung, really strange questions, right? And they seem totally science fiction at this point, but everything we've seen over the past 25 years, right, is most of the science fiction canon from the 20th century has turned into science fact in the 21st century already. So this 21st century sci-fi idea of mind uploading, it's probably going to be here by the 22nd century. So we've got 50 years, 70 years to start figuring out these really complicated, hard questions. The idea in mind uploading is that we can store ourselves on silicon. We can upload our personalities, our brains, some part of our consciousness onto computers, and they can stay around forever. It is a far out there technology, for sure. Even though British Telecom was working on it, even though people are working on it, it's very early days. Ray Kurzweil has famously kind of pegged the date when we're going to have to deal with this problem as 2045. That may be really, really enthusiastic. I think it's a conservative prediction. But the point is, at some point in this century, this is probably going to get real. And you got to stop and you got to go for, all 5 of the world's major religions. Just start there. Use the threat of the hereafter, right? What's going to happen after this life to steer morality and shape behavior. So what happens to theological morality in the face of technological immortality is the big kind of metaphysical question. If you look at the science fiction work of Richard K. Morgan, who's fantastic, he talks about what happens when consciousness becomes downloadable and bodies become expendable, and what that means for soldiers and armies and mercenaries and things along those lines. So there's really like a gritty cyberpunk underbelly to the mind uploading technology, even though it's being developed for educational purposes.
Well, he talks about like military and stuff, and technology is used for prosthetics. So you can attach like metal things to your legs so you can run faster, or things on your arms, or I don't know if they will find ways to prolong life, but like the famous Queen song in the Highlander movies goes, "Who wants to live forever?" And the problem is that life is too short. But on the other hand, how much of this are we actually going to put up with? Like, won't we need to rest at some point? Like, I get, our lives. The problem is that I don't think consciousness could be uploaded to software. I think there's a difference.
Purposes. So we can preserve the brains of the Einsteins and the Beethovens and the Richard Feynmans of the world and really kind of get inside them. But it's
yeah, but you can get the brains of what they thought of already, but you can't really get the brains of what else they could have thought of. And this applies not just to Einstein, but loads of scientists like Nikola Tesla and even artists. I mean, that's the question. Can AI make art? Can it make great music? It can make music, it can make art, but can it be revolutionary? Can it take it up a notch? Can it really advance us?
Sort of like, I think of it like television, right? When they created television, they thought it was going to be used for educational purposes. That was the only, that's the creator of TV. What do you think this will be good for? Said, well, education, of course. 50 years later, there's not much education. There's a whole lot of crap. And I think we could see the same thing with mind uploading. But the difference, of course, is that mind uploading, storing cells on silicon, even teetering on the edge of so-called immortality, changes everything about what it means to be human at a really fundamental, deep level.
That reminds me of the Cafe 80s and Back to the Future Part 2, where I'm not going to play it because of copyright, obviously. But there is a point over here where Michael J. Fox goes in there and he sees like the faces. Hang on, let's have a look. Oh yeah, over here is Elijah Wood. Over here is Michael Jackson. Over here on the screen. Okay, over here. So this is in the future, but he's alive. Well, not alive, but he's like represented on the screen. And so imagine if in the future you go to like a cemetery and then like instead of seeing a picture of your deceased acquaintance or something, there's actually a screen talking to you as if they're alive. I mean, that's kind of freaky and weird. And over here, you know, you have Ronald Reagan. I mean, it's pretty insane and quite interesting as well. I don't know if it's concerning. I mean, there always needs to be a distinction between AI and reality. And there is a risk, there is a danger, there is a huge danger. I mean, already people are losing, already young people are finding it hard to have relationships, not just at a young age, but at an older age, because of the way the economy is, because of how everything is more difficult. Like in the boomer age, people could get houses. In our age, it's almost impossible even to get a job. In previous times, in older times, people used to have multiple kids and there would be one breadwinner, one bread earner in the house. I mean, people managed to get by easier. I'm not saying they had a lavish life or anything. I'm just saying that now it's difficult. It's difficult. If people don't have enough money, how are they going to have kids? I mean, that's the way I was brought up. But now it's to an extreme level. And the problem is people are very secluded. I mean, there's technology, there's internet. We have all these things at our disposal. And yet young people are worried to talk to somebody to like have a relationship. Like, it doesn't make sense. People are afraid to talk to other people. Like, what is going on? Like, just say hi. Just say hi, take it from there. What are you doing today? How is your day? But there's a danger of rejection. There's a fear that people will be seen in a weird way, as if they're freaks, as if they're weird just for saying hi. I mean, just relax. Just relax. All right, let's move on to the final segment of
fatality.
Whoops, I just closed the window. All right, let's open another one. Let's move on to another segment, which I found kind of interesting and probably one that most people don't know about unless you live in a certain part of the world. And that's this one over here. So in the Mediterranean, where Cyprus and Greece is, here it says, this is an article from DW, Cyprus fishermen at war with a toxic invasive species. A toxic invader is causing damage in the waters surrounding Cyprus. Silver-cheeked toadfish are tearing nets apart, while fishermen, despite state support, are fighting a losing battle. And over here, fishing is the profession for well over 1,000 people in Cyprus, but that livelihood is coming under an increasing threat from toadfish. The Lagokephalus scleratus, better known as the silver-cheeked toadfish, is the bane of the modern-day fishermen in the waters of the Mediterranean. Just check this out.
Mihalis Petru has been a professional fisherman for over 20 years. Year by year, he sees his catches shrinking and his income declining. He considers the main culprit to be the silver-cheeked toadfish, an extremely toxic, inedible, invasive species that settled in Cypriot waters after entering the eastern Mediterranean from the Red Sea.
The specimen of fish is from the Red Sea.
διότι εντός η πόλη γέμωσε η θάλασσα μας, εφάσει τα μαλάκια,
They ate mollusks, squid, fish,
εφάσει τα καλαμάρκα, εφάνε τα ψάρκα και λιάναν πάρα πολλά τα ψάρκα μας.
and because this type of fish eats everything else, the other fish have nothing to eat.
Λόγω των κουνεγιών. Τρώνε τα ψάρκα που πάνε στα δίχτυα, κόφκουν τα παραγάκια.
And they have very sharp teeth. They cut the nets.
Μιλούμε για πολλή ζημιά. Έφυγε ψάρι γέρο πας στα δίχτυα. Είναι τόσα πολλά.
The constant
It says there are many fish. All right, let's look at another article. Over here is an article from Greece, which is marine scientists urge calm amid pufferfish panic. The Hellenic Center for Marine Research has urged calm over reports concerning the invasive silver-cheeked toadfish, warning against exaggeration and unjustified panic, while confirming the species poses real ecological and fisheries risk. So on the one hand, they confirm that it poses a real ecological and fisheries risk, but then again, they're like, don't panic. Like, what's up? In a detailed statement, the Institute said the pufferfish contains the potent neurotoxin, tetrodotoxin, for which there is no known antidote, and its consumption can even be fatal. So watch out what you eat. It also noted the species causes significant damage to fishing gear, forcing fishermen to alter fishing grounds, spend more time repairing nets, and suffer reduced catches. And it says that these invasive fish is highly adaptable, has few natural predators, and competes with native species, including commercially valuable ones. However, it stressed that recent claims circulating on social media about attacks on swimmers are unverified and risk creating unnecessary fear. So, in general, to our fellow citizens and to those who go to the sea and fish amateurishly in the summer, we recommend calmness and caution. So, yeah, I just want to say that somebody told me that some fish bite. Like if you go for a swim, some fish can bite you on the back of the leg. And I was like, no, they can't. Like, you know, this has never happened to me. And I've been swimming like many times, but I'm not going to lie. But last year, it actually happened. I had this small fish and it actually bit the back of my leg just after that person told me it. And I was like, what the hell is going on? But I mean, check out these teeth on this thing. Check out these teeth. I did not get bitten by this. I wouldn't have a leg left. But I mean, look at these gnashers. Jeez. And it's not just the teeth, it's also the pressure that they bite down on. I mean, even the New York Post has reported on this. Aggressive, sharp-toothed pufferfish will cut off your finger, fishermen say, in scary new warning. They don't leave anything behind. All right, let's wait for these. I don't know why I have all these ads. I need to get like another ad blocker. Apparently having one ad blocker is not enough. Man dies after eating deadly pufferfish. So let me take out the music so we're not flagged. A Brazilian man tragically died, what did it say, after ingesting a poisonous pufferfish that packs enough venom to kill 30 humans. Is this the same fish? Or did this Brazilian eat it in Greece? Or let's have a look. Manio Sergio Gomez, 46, reportedly received the deadly seafood as a gift. Despite never having handled the species before, hang on a sec. All right, let's have a look. He received it as a gift, okay. Despite never having handled the species before, the Brazilian and his buddy gutted the fish, removed its liver, and then boiled and ate it with lemon juice. Okay, he even boiled it, all right. The two began to feel the effects of the potent toxin, tetrodotoxin, within an hour of ingesting the fish and went into cardiac arrest while driving to hospital. I mean, I don't know if he was the driver. That would take both of them out at the same time. In fact, this is a different fish. I mean, we all know about the Japanese fish that if it's not cleaned properly that people die from. Oh, here's the fish from before, actually. I mean, geez. Okay, over here it says, officials warn that invasive poisonous pufferfish are menacing tourist hotspots in the Mediterranean. Here we go. Attacking swimmers and snatching catches from anglers' nets. Okay, now Alexis Haralambakis, 43, says, if one of them bites you, it will simply cut off your finger. And that's what he told the AFP, American Associated Free Press, while handling one of the toothy balloons during a fishy excursion off Crete. They don't leave anything behind. I mean, wow. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's, whoa. I don't know if they took these huge chunks out of these fish that these fishermen caught in these nets. I mean, look at this. It looks like something from Jaws. Oh my goodness. I mean, it looks pretty. How long is that? It's like 50 centimeters long, like half a meter. But damn, that's pretty brutal. All right, let's move on to the reaction section, shall we? Let's see what we have today to talk about. I want to see some fun stuff, enough drama, and enough people getting bitten. Here is a video from Reddit from somebody from the group called Interesting as F. I can't say it. And here it says, cameraman catches the person using laser light on players in a football match. So over here, you see this goalkeeper. So there's the World Cup going on at the moment. And there's like this massive green laser on this goalkeeper. I don't know if somebody was like trying to burn him. And this is a green laser. And some green lasers can burn through people and things. It's not like those red lasers. And in fact, lasers are illegal, like to point at them, like on planes and stuff. I don't think like they cause that much damage. I mean, they say don't point them at people's eyes, but I've had them before, and they're fun as a kid. But let's have a look what's going on.
El partido 1-0. Bueno, un Arias que tiene apenas un puñado de minutos en primera división, chico con poca experiencia en la máxima categoría todavía. Aquí está.
Look at her. Look at her. She's even hiding behind this guy over here. She's like that. Oh my God. Look at that. Why is she? Is she going to find it fun to see it on TV afterwards, like to point at some guys? She's busted. They probably escorted her outside. Let's see what else is going on. One man's compassion gave a turtle another 100 years to live. Now, I don't know if sea turtles live 100 years, but I know that the ones on the land can. Let's have a look. All right, I don't want to get copyrighted for any music for nothing. So the sea turtle was covered in barnacles and crabs, apparently. So I don't know if they cleaned it. Let's have a look. Somebody's on a jet ski. So they just picked that crab off like very easily. How easy did that come off? I mean, is the crab like eating this turtle? One by one, the kind man peeled off the unwanted guest. All right, let's have a look. I mean, the sea turtle is actually sitting there. It's picking the thing off. The sea turtle is completely free. Then he throws it back in. It doesn't sink and it swims away. All right. And they lived happily ever after. Let's have a look at the comments, though. Somebody says, so I'll be a party pooper and point out that only a sick or weak baby turtle would get covered with barnacles like that. The little mite needed to go to a rehab center. The guy's heart was in the right place, and I can appreciate that, but his efforts might not have helped much. I don't know what the true story is, but it's so silly. Somebody says, note OP, please don't remove barnacles. And apparently you're not supposed to remove these barnacles. The carapace and plastron of the turtle are soft, and this is a small and fragile animal. By forcibly removing the barnacles, this can cause not only external damage, but internal damage too. All right. Barnacles on the shell versus the skin. On the hard shell, many can be carefully removed by trained rehabilitators. On the skin, neck, eyes, flippers, or around the mouth, these are much more delicate and can be painful or dangerous to remove improperly. All right, that's good to know. let's look at the next video. Let's see what else is up. So apparently this guy loses it when he finds the EV chargers are blocked. So parking is a big issue wherever you are in the world. And there are a lot of cars parked over here. Apparently this guy in this beautiful pink car, I mean, he just wanted to park. And he's seeing all these cars, which probably use diesel or unleaded, are right in front of it. And I don't know where this is. It's likely in some Asian country, maybe in Thailand. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at what's going on. So this guy just came out of his car. Oh. 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 Game over. Why is he doing this? I mean, it's terrible for the owners of the other cars. He just took a fire extinguisher and is like smashing the windows of these cars in front of the EV charger. I guess he wanted to charge his car, but he can't. I mean, this is one of the problems of having an electric car. You need to charge it at these stations, and there are not power station, like no, like instead of petrol stations, there aren't any electric fuel stations, at least where I live. And now he's like cleaning his hands. And here there's like a cop or traffic warden or something. And he's like hitting the car with his own car now. I mean, it's terrible. Like, I can only laugh, but it's terrible for the owners of the other cars. And yeah, if you're watching, whoever you are, you know, find help, find a psychiatrist. This guy is probably having a really bad day. And somebody says, I'm going to start wearing a motorcycle helmet when driving my car. And somebody else says, just be sure to start carrying a fire extinguisher as a weapon. All right, let's have a look. What else do we have? Let's refresh, because obviously this page didn't load properly. Oh yeah, here we have like 2 comical sketches, and it's by an Instagram channel by this couple. I think they're married. I think they have a kid or something. And I think she's Albanian, but I think they live in the States. But I just wanted to point out, you know, the state of the economy. You know, everything is expensive. You go to a cinema and the price of popcorn and a drink is probably more than the price of the actual ticket. So over here we see her with a bottle of Coke, and he's actually making some pancakes or some waffles. Egg. Potato chips. What is this, like mashed potato or something? And oh no, that's like a pita bread. She just took some popcorn out of a microwave over here. It's like smuggling your own food into the cinema, which is a good idea, you know, if nobody sees you or if you're allowed to. I mean, just hop by the supermarket before you go there. And here's another one where going to a doctor, I'm sure my co-host will appreciate this as well. So doctor offices for no reason.
Hello, I'd like to see the doctor, please.
Do you have an appointment?
No.
Unfortunately, the doctor is fully booked.
With who? There's like no one here.
With patients that make appointments.
Oh my gosh.
Doctor's office.
Hi, I'd like to make an appointment.
Name?
Javier.
For what time?
Now.
See you then.
Hi, I'd like to see the doctor. I have an appointment.
Doctor's been waiting for you. Come this way.
And we have a video on that on our channel. It's called Endshitification. And this is an actual term, by the way, whereby everything is just going to hell. A lot of processes are have gone like down the toilet. Things are going terribly. Like things are made difficult for no reason when they're not. They don't have to be difficult. Like just help people, for God's sake. What else do we have? Now there's like a video about the World Cup. Hang on a sec. I have a video by my co-host. let me just share very quickly the N-shittification video. It's come on. It's called N-shittification and Brain Rot Culture: Why Everything Feels Worse Right Now. And let me just go to our channel. It's a very good video, actually. I mean, aside from the topic, but I'll just give you guys an example. So have you ever tried to get hold of customer service, like be it Amazon, be it your phone provider or anything like that? You go online, and what is it? It's not a person, it's some AI. So you ask a few questions and it tries to divert you and stuff, and then you just want a real person, and you tell the real person, look, and then you're like, real person, and then you get to that person, and then they don't know, and then they need to get back to you, and it's another department, then they need to transfer you, and then it's just hell. It's just impossible. Then somebody doesn't know the thing, and then you're on wait, and then you're on call, and then you have to call afterwards, and you're not just online, and then you wait half an hour, and then they transfer you to somebody else, and then the line drops for some reason, and then you call again, and then you call again, and then they tell you, you know what, the person isn't there in the department. Then you have to call like the next week because it's Friday, and then like on Monday it's too busy on the phones. Then you're like 2 or 3 hours on the phones because they don't call you back. And it's just a whole nightmare. And it's not just customer service, but it's like all like it's like everything. It's like you go to a supermarket and they have like the self-service checkout things, which are made to make it easier for you. But for somebody who buys, for example, alcohol or something, sure, it needs the age verification thing. But what about simple products? I mean, you go and buy, I don't know, some oranges, okay? And not only like in the self-checkout thing, you probably have to weigh it yourself on some scales, and sure, and maybe the machine is out of paper. So then even though these things are like self-checkout, then you need to like run around and like find somebody to bring the thing, and then they open the machine, and then you're like, okay, I'll use another machine. They're like, no, wait, because there's other people using the other machines. And it's just hell. It's just hell. It's like the whole system brought to lower costs for the companies at the expense of consumers living hell. So that is N-shittification. Fatality. All right, let's move on to the World Cup. I hope everybody who likes football is enjoying it at the moment. Let's go Argentina. Don't cry for me. Let's have a look at this funny clip.
Okay, my name is.
Okay.
Yeah, my name is Hirochika Nakakuki.
Oh wow.
It's live.
Okay.
It's
yes,
live.
Yes, it's live. Baby.
Yeah.
Yes. How
yeah.
excited are you?
Yeah.
You were so excited, right? Japan, right?
Excuse me.
Okay.
I cannot speak English, but I'm excited.
I love it. Yeah, baby. Let's go.
Japan,
baby. Look, it's lit. It's lit. Okay, what are we looking at?
Nippon.
Oh my gosh, can you tell me what this is? We're looking at his back.
Japanese. Toyama. Okay. Toyama's message. いっぱい集めてる. Yes, collection.
Amen.
Message collections.
Okay.
Toyama's message collections.
I love it.
Okay.
I love the energy.
Yes,
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah.
You got any predictions? You got a score?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Japan?
Yeah.
What is the score? The score. What do you think? 1-0? 1-0?
2-0. Win Japan. Yeah.
I love your energy, buddy. Okay. Hey. Thank you so much for talking to me, you guys. Yes, thank you. Can you teach me something? Can you teach me a word?
Yeah.
Can you teach me good luck?
Good luck?
Yes.
Good luck? Yeah.
In Japanese?
Yeah, Japanese?
How do you say it?
Yeah.
Good luck. Or how?
Good luck.
So she asked him, what is good luck in Japanese? Okay.
Okay, Japanese, okay.
And Nippon is Japan.
Okay. Ganbare, Nippon, and itsumo Ichan!
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again.
It's me.
Okay.
Every time, one channel or number one.
I love
Every time, number one, itsumo Ichan! Ganbare, Nippon!
Listen, there you have it. I love it. Love the energy.
Yes,
Thank you again.
Thank you
You
very
have
much.
That is high energy. I love that. Love the energy. Whatever happened to this video? Is it taken down? This next one? Come on. Come on. You can do this. You can do this. You can load. You can load. You can do this. Come on. Come on. We got this. Come on. Almost there. Bro. Come on. Let's try again. Reload. Come on. What's going on? It's not playing. All right. So whatever. Let's move this to the end. Let's see if it plays later. Okay, this other video. Is Instagram completely down at the moment? Because oh, it's playing now. Hang on a sec. Wait. What the? No, it's not this, not this, not this, not this, not this. All right, let's just move on. Not playing this. Okay, more World Cup stuff. So this is from Ghana, okay? And some people reported that Ghana also has a witch doctor apparently in their audience or something like that, you know, doing some sort of voodoo on the opponent team.
Chairman, tell him again.
Did he call him a shaman?
If Ghana do not win, Ghana's going England to win it. If not Ghana's going England, I will divorce my wife. I'm telling you.
He says, if Ghana doesn't score 2-0, I'm divorcing my wife. And that sounds like an excuse.
Chairman, tell him again. I'm telling you, if Ghana do not win, Ghana's going England to win it. If not Ghana's going England, I will divorce my wife.
Let's have a look at the comments.
Oh my God.
So people are crying out of laughter. Okay, we get it. Man had this plan all along, known damn well. And one of the best comedy actors in Ghana, and just looking for a reason, he just like me, for real. Nah, I'm crying. He just needed an excuse. All right, let's move on. Let's go to England. England, it's coming home, right?
Thank you.
Coming home.
What do you think about the game? I thought it was a bit shit because I just wanted to celebrate a goal when no goals happened. But big up England.
Who was the best player today?
Jude Bellingham because he's fit.
That's why he's the best.
No, I don't watch football. I just came for the vibes with the friends and have fun.
She just went for the vibes to have fun, yet she's wearing an England shirt.
Do you think England are going to win the World Cup?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. I hope so, yeah.
I don't know nothing about nothing is like a double negative, so she probably knows something.
That'd be nice. That'd be good. That'd be pretty fucking good, yeah.
Are you coming here again?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. If I've got time, yeah, sure, yeah.
What do you
He's
think?
my best friend.
What do you think about the game?
Brilliant.
Who was the best player, though?
Me.
You? How? Explain.
Because I'm brilliant.
It's funny she said, you know, who's the best person about the game, and she said herself. I mean, I also have been like following a bit of football here and there because I haven't been following it for a while. And Zlatan Ibrahimovic is now, you know, the player, is now a Fox reporter, like on football and stuff. And they always asking questions like, who is better, like Ronaldo or Messi? And in fact, he was very hesitant in answering. And in fact, I think he played with Messi like a long time ago in Barcelona. But he was hesitant. And in the end, he said he himself was the best player as well. So so this video kind of reminded me of that. But right, let's move on. Hang on a sec. All right, let's move on like to the last couple of things. So I'll be mentioning there's this video game on Steam. And on Steam, you get different types of gamers. You get gamers who have a few games and play them all. And then you have gamers like me who have a lot of games and can't really find time to play all the games. And then you have some other people like around the world who are collectors, who try and get the most games ever. And there are some people with like 10,000 games on Steam, and for the few games that they can't get, apparently they're very expensive. Okay. And apparently there's a game now on Steam that costs $1,000 and takes 10 minutes to complete. And you walk through the place, sign a wall, and that's it. And other players apparently can see it. Now, this price is not a glitch. It's not a mistake. The developer says it is the point. And only 16.6% of buyers have even launched it. Now, what's interesting with... Right, I'm just going to play the video and then look at the comments. Why is there no sound? Where's the sound? Where's the sound gone? Right, here we are.
It takes 10 minutes to complete. It's called Congratulations on Your Purchase, and in the game you walk through this luxury palace, you sign your name on a wall that other users can see. That's literally it. There's literally no objectives to the game, no mechanics, there's nothing to do. The developer's description reads, "This price is not a mistake, it is the point." It came out on May 28th, and the crazy thing is that people have actually bought this game. But here's a funny detail, only 16.6% of buyers have actually unlocked the game's sole achievement, meaning the majority of people that have actually spent $1,000 on this game haven't even launched it. There's a new game on...
All right. All right, let's move on from that. Well, basically, let's look at the comments, okay? So some people have commented, money laundering for sure. Haha, funny, if you only play 10 minutes, you can refund all the money. So that is true, actually. You can refund the game, like after, I think there's like a 30-minute window or something, if I'm not mistaken. But the issue is that who would risk like paying like $1,000 and maybe not getting it back? But the thing with this is it could be like a money laundering thing. Like, it's very weird. It's very weird, like what's going on. Maybe the developer is like sitting on millions of dollars and is trying to find a way to justify it, to spend it, or something like that. Okay, today is also an important day in the video game world. Maybe not as important as in November, when a lot of people are going to take a lot of days off, for a very well-known reason that I've mentioned before, and that is Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be the biggest launch, the biggest game of all time. And it costs over $2 billion to make. And it costs more than the entire Burj Khalifa took to make. Like, these people could have built another like tallest building in the world. Now, let's have a look at what's going on here. What the hell's going on here? So over here we have Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Sure, it came out many years ago. Cost $5 million to make. GTA San Andreas, $10 million to make. GTA 4, $100 million to make. 10 times as much as San Andreas. But then again, there were different times. But still, GTA 5 took just over $250 million to make. So $265 million to make. And GTA 6, that's coming out in November, $2 billion. And today, it's out for pre-release, or pre-purchase, whatever you call it. It's out already, like from now, which is ridiculous. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a great game, but it's already out for pre-purchase. Here are some new screenshots of it. It looks pretty fun. There are two main protagonists. There's this guy called Jason, and there's this Latina woman called Lucia. And not gonna lie, it looks pretty good, pretty interesting. Has a lot of bikes and stuff. It's open world. Today they released these screenshots of the game. Looks pretty retro, like Vice City. Vice City is based on, well, the whole game is based on like Miami, but as Florida as a whole. So you get the whole Florida man vibe, things with like alligators and crazy people running amok, running wild, probably, what do you call it? Like the Everglades and all that, not just like Disney and all that stuff. Over here, let's look at this guy reacting to the map. What happened? The audio is no longer available. Let's refresh. Maybe it will be. Okay, there's no audio. Fine. So this is GTA 5, and this is GTA 6. Like the size. It looks at least 3 times as big. But like the importance is what can you do in the towns, in the cities and stuff? Is there enough interaction? It's not just enough for it to be big, although it is a huge important part of the game because people can explore this thing. Let's also have a look at, what else do I have over here? Okay, this video never finished uploading, so fuck that. And let's look at the biggest video games ever. But I think they left out some games like Minecraft, No Man's Sky, and possibly another one. So over here, we have Grand Theft Auto 4 that is coming out this year. That is 317 to 380 kilometers square. So huge games. I'm going to mute this so we don't get copyright flagged. Just Cause 3, 400 kilometers square kilometers. Just Cause 4, okay. Just Cause 2, let's move on. Test Drive Unlimited. They just keep getting bigger and bigger. Test Drive Unlimited 2, The Crew 2. There's also The Crew 1, Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. And like the biggest one that they find is Arena, which is, I think, procedurally generated. And this is how much? I don't even know this number. So it's like 9,300,000 kilometers squared, like something absolutely ridiculous. Like if you thought Skyrim and Oblivion are big, like that one is just ridiculous. I mean, it probably has really shit graphics and everything, but it is what it is. I just want to say thanks to everybody watching. Let me just have a look at something. All right, I think we're gonna like finish this stream right now. I just want to remind everybody that we're simultaneously streaming on YouTube, on Rumble, and on Kick. Our social medias are on Instagram, on X, on Discord, and on TikTok. Be sure to give us a follow over there, subscribe wherever you can, leave us comments, share our videos wherever you can to whoever you might think these videos are interesting to. And yeah, I just want to say thanks, everyone. Thanks to everybody working on all these videos. Thanks to everyone on the crew. Thanks to everybody around us. And thanks to my co-host Bird, who's going to be streaming on Tuesday as well. And yeah, thanks everyone. And hopefully the next one will be another great milestone. So this is NTV, and you've been watching the ENDstream. This is to 10,000 subscribers.
We going live and loud. From basement beats to a digital crowd. And TV has reached 10K subscribers on YouTube. Congrats. 10,000 flashes in the comment chat. We press play. We rise. We never look back. NTV 10K. We ride away. Signal strong. We own. Subscribe. Celebrate. Congrats all day. the counter sparks roll through the stream. Cats like cheers, every share's a dream. From midnight edits to the morning feed. Crew on the line, every voice we need. Mike in hand, toast to the lead. NVV 10K, we ride the wave. Signal strong, we on the bay. Subscribe, celebrate. Congrats all day. Out in TV has reached 10K subscribers on YouTube. Congrats, 10,000 flashes in the comment chat.